What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 14. And obviously, she hears the message. And obviously, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. If you don't know what we're talking about, you don't want to know, please stop watching. Now, well, in Season 7, Episode 14, Alicia connects a transmitter and sends out a message. Yet another message. And she's got to be reaching people. Madison has to be the person who hears it, right? I mean, we're coming up on 7:15. No Madison, no thought of her, no mention of her, no way, no shape, no form. But we know from the trailer that she's going to be there per Talking Dead, that she's going to show up in Season 7, most likely in 7:16, but maybe 7:15. Well, in 7:14, this is how it ended. The tower was on fire. So it's going to burn down, or the group's going to have to leave. It's going to be unsalvageable, like they love to do in the Walking Dead universe, primarily on Fear the Walking Dead, where our group's here, they got to leave. There, they got to leave. Another place, got to leave. Over here, got to leave. But Alicia knows how to just connect the transmitter, to send a message out, and it's great. But it's just one of those things where, man, these people know how to do a lot of different things in the zombie apocalypse. But either way, Strand, Alicia, the war was really non-existent. The battle, really non-existent. It was pretty lackluster for a lot of Season 7B. But again, like I said, Alicia connects a transmitter, and I don't know how far it would go, but this has got to be the way that Alicia connects with Madison, and Madison has to hear the message. Maybe she's on a boat out to sea. Who's on a boat or a raft? Morgan. So clearly that's going to be somehow, some way, shape, or form that Madison shows up. Again, Alicia sends out another message talking about, it doesn't really matter. The message doesn't really matter because she's one of hope and come stay here and do this. We need help. We need that. And who's going to be the one to help her? Probably nobody, but in the world of the Walking Dead universe, it's got to be someone out there that hears the message. We see that everybody in the group, except for Morgan, is inside the tower. So we know from the trailer for 7:15 that we'll break down in a little bit, we know that everybody in here goes out of the tower and survives. And I personally thought we would lose more people, and we still might. I don't know who we would lose, why we would lose them, besides Daniel getting shot in the chest, but we know that Morgan is not here, he's here. He's just floating away in the water. Like, just get on a raft, get on a boat, get on somewhere and leave. Like, don't come back. You don't need to fight for the tower. Like, it was just so stupid to stay fighting for the tower. It didn't make sense. But Fear the Walking Dead doesn't make a lot of sense at times. We know that Morgan is on the raft with baby Momo. We know that Sherry and Dwight are clearly away from the tower. I'm guessing this is a boat or another raft. We see people behind Sherry, so probably some other people that don't mean much to the story. We see Wendell on a raft, another raft, where they put his wheelchair, but we know that Wendell survives. Very minor part, where the kids still don't know. Daniel, you got shot in the chest, and you look to be fine. Grace, Charlie has a couple weeks left, so is she going to survive? Does she meet Madison when Madison returns to the show? Are they going to magically have some pills or treatment to cure Charlie? Are we going to see something happen to June or anyone else? I mean, Alicia's been sick for how many episodes now? And she's still very much alive. She's an essential character. So we'll have to see if she makes it to Season 8. We're going to go in and out of consciousness, having flashbacks and dreams. And I like a lot of the cast that's still on the show. But there's really been nothing for a lot of these characters. Sarah, Wendell, June, I mean, they're pretty much MIA. What's left for these characters now? John Dory's gone. Senior's gone. It's just what's left for so many of these people. It just doesn't make sense in my eyes. Again, Daniel got shot in the chest. Like a gunshot to the chest. That would, kill you in normal situations, let alone a zombie apocalypse. But he looks very much alive right there. And I feel like we all look like this when we watch this show. Like, what am I watching? What are these writers doing? How do they still have jobs? What is going on with this? Boop. But ultimately, the tower is on fire. We see a bunch of walkers around it, and we see some people by the call box, a little setup there. We also see inside the tower that I'm guessing our group gets out. But what happens to Strand? Is Strand really just going to be able to join the group again? How could you be around Morgan? How could Strand and Morgan coexist? We know that he has an allegiance to Madison, Madison would help Strand. That's for sure. Will Madison be kind of a villain in season 8? It's wishful thinking. A lot of us have great theories and ideas for the show, and pretty much none of them happen on the show, so I don't think any of that's going to happen, but we'll have to see. But like I said, Alicia makes the call out and sends the message, right? But that doesn't mean it's coordinates to the tower. Like, you could hear everything what happens at the tower or what's going on here that we need help, but maybe you couldn't get to it. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where the tower was such a build up, the war, you know, Strand versus Morgan, Alicia, this, that, and then set up, build up for nothing. And then Alicia passes out. And again, this is the way season 7, episode 14 ends. And yeah, so it's getting closer to the end of the season. But my question is, how does Madison show up? Is she on that boat with Maya and her people? Because when we see it in the trailer, or we're going to have to see it in an episode, I'm guessing, right? Like, it's not going to be just like, oh, this was just great for the trailer. She takes a hit of oxygen, I guess, and then there's someone on the call box, and she's just sitting there. And we don't know how she survived the stadium. We don't need more flashback stuff. Like, this is just going to be inserted. Like, how'd she get these prison tats? How'd you get these tattoos? Who did it? When, how, why, or why? But it's just, like, I don't think they know what they're doing with the Madison character. They clearly killed her off in season 4, and they didn't know how to do that right. Now they don't know how to bring her back. Like, yeah, the interrogation's cool and all, potentially, possibly, hopefully. But it's like, how does this fit with stuff here? How does it fit in the season 7 story? It doesn't. Again, it's fitting like a square peg in a round hole, and that's Fear the Walking Dead in a nutshell. She's got the same jacket on here and here, so obviously she was picked up and saved. But who are these people? And how come Alicia and Morgan and anybody else that made sense to see these people in this group that saved Madison didn't? They love to do this in this universe. Not just Fear the Walking Dead, but Walking Dead as well. On a very minor scale compared to Fear the Walking Dead, but how did she survive? How did she survive this? Will it be explained? I don't think so. But again, I don't really care about the Madison character. She's not going to save Fear the Walking Dead in my eyes, unless she's a drastically different character. We don't need an emotionless, just uncharismatic character. We already had enough of those in this universe. But ultimately, does she hear Alicia's message? Probably, right? It just makes sense. That's an easy way for it. You're like, send a message. No, nothing. We'll send another message. Yeah, still nothing. Where's Patrick? Nah, nothing. Send another message. Okay, third time's a charm. We'll get it done, right? But I would love for Madison to be the group's leader of a group that goes against our group. Come back as a villain would be great. Probably not going to happen. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Once we find out more information about this guy, we will definitely share it with you guys, but we're still waiting for confirmed, legit, great information. But like I said before, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, support the PT channel when you can. Thank you for all the love and support. We truly appreciate it. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.